Leading up to this, I've been asking the girls, how many people are coming? I don't know. Is the room gonna be big enough? I don't know. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. A lot. I'm gonna stick to the script now. So, good afternoon, and thank you all for joining Kevin's daughters, Leah and Michaela, and Kevin's sister, Jen, Jacqueline, in celebrating the life of our friend, Kevin Matheson. I'm Angie Legaspi, the mom of Leah and Michaela. I heard someone was asking my aunt if that's the ex.
Oh, she's the aunt then. She's not the wife.
Asking, are you Kevin's ex-wife? Just for the record, we never got married. I'm a product of the 60s, 70s, so I was a wildflower child, and here we are. I just wanted to give you a little early history on Kevin, who was born in Southern California. We believe in Torrance, to Karen and Jack Matheson on November 17, 1966. He was raised in Fountain Valley by his mom, but often visited his dad in San Jose throughout his childhood. Kevin graduated in 1983 from Fountain Valley High School and eventually went to work in the insurance industry, where his mom and stepdad, Larry Bostock. He started his career in the insurance industry as a mailroom clerk at Transamerica Insurance, way back in the 80s, by the way, where his mother worked. About a year later, he became an assistant in the work comp underwriting department. The rest is history, as Kevin remained in the work comp underwriting still and worked his way up to assistant vice president at Core Specialty. As I'm sure everyone knows, Kevin was very passionate about his favorite sports teams, the Dallas Cowboys, San Francisco Giants, and the LA Kings, and of course the LA Lakers. And no matter what their seasons ever looked like, he remained completely loyal to all of these teams. As I'm sure you can see from just a few of the memorabilia that is displayed here. Another all-time lifelong favorite of his was the Rolling Stones. And when I met a few of Kevin's friends back in the 80s, early 90s, and they found out that my name is Angie, they were like, oh.
I'm sorry.
Kevin helped me raise my oldest daughter, Kilani, from the age of 1 year old until she was 8. She always referred to him as Kevy. He was her first coach when she played t-ball at 5 years old. He was super excited to see how athletic she was and aggressive. And you didn't know it by now that she was a little tame when she was 5 years old. And he tried to convince me to sign her up to play popcorn or football. I said no. But in 1993, Kevin's first daughter was born on April 24th, 1993. He tried really hard to convince me to name his first child Dallas, whether it's a boy or a girl. Yes. However, I told him I already have a cousin named Dallas. So he tried for Troy, as a Dallas Cowboys then quarterback, Troy Aikman. Again, I had to shoot that down because my brother's name is Troy. All right, Troy. So, then came along the baby girl, and I got to name her a Hawaiian name, Leah, L-E'-A. However, he grumbled, and we all know Kevin's grumble. He grumbled that it sounded too Hawaiian, and she has ever since been called Leah, except for by my dad, who still calls her Leah. On July 28, 1995, Kevin's second child was born. Again, he was gunning for a Dallas Cowboy name. This time, he wanted it to be Emmett Smith. I didn't have any excuses for that name, but thankfully a baby girl was born. And again, I got to name her. And here we have Michaela, also known as Ricky. I'm sure Kevin would have loved to have a little Troy and a little Emmett, but as the girls got into softball when they each turned 5, he quickly recognized that he had some real athletes in his girls and was thrilled to spend many, many hours with them on the softball field. And as you can see from the many photos in the slideshow, Kevin spent a lot of time there, and he made a lot of long time friends. Got to see some of you. Thanks for coming. His last days here, his younger sister Jen. I skipped something. The girls got to see the Rolling Stones in concert with him, as well as a few San Francisco Giants games and a few LA Kings games. Since they never got to see a live Cowboys game with him,
I'm sorry.
and you know, this whole time I haven't cried. Seeing all of you here today. Okay, put it together. They plan on attending a Cowboys game in Dallas this next season, and they're going to secretly, but I've told you all now, but they're going to secretly leave a few of his ashes at the stadium. Don't tell. No, I can't say that. Okay, thank you. His last days here. His younger sister Jen immediately came to his side when Leah and Michaela let her know that he had been hospitalized. Jen, Leah, and Michaela spent endless hours by Kevin's side while he was in the hospital, and all three came together as a united front to make carefully thought out decisions based on his rapidly declining health, and also based on what they all knew he wanted. Kevin was blessed to have so many lifelong friends from his rec league in softball and bowling. Those that came to see him, like Don and Robert, friends from Los Al Softball that also came, Rob Weil and I believe Claudio came to visit, and, as well as his work friends. Kept in close contact with the girls and me was his current boss, Bill Lemoyne from Core Specialty, and a woman even drove out from Arizona just to see him for a quick 30-minute visit. And I believe even some of his fantasy football friends stopped by. I like to give an extra special mention to his friends who became his family, Gary and Patty, and their crew over here. And Patty, I'm sure the girls have said this already, but thank you again from them for your endless hours at the hospital all the way to his last breath. His sister Jen mentioned to me on one of Kevin's last days in the hospital that he had always said to her through the years that he was going to live hard and die young. Kevin had told me that the Cowboys Stadium was a hole, that the Cowboys Stadium has a hole at the top because God wanted to watch his favorite team. Kevin will now be able to look down into the Cowboys stadium and have the best seat in the house for every game. Someone else was asking, yes, he's being cremated, and as I mentioned, he's going to, the girls are going to take him to the Dallas Stadium to a Giants game, and to the Rolling Stones concert, and the LA Kings. So, if you're ever at any of those venues, please say hi to Kevin. A little bit of them will be there. Oh, Lake Tahoe, State Line, yes, we all know that Kevin liked to gamble a little bit there. But again, thank you so much. If anyone else has anything to say, please come on up. And thank you all so very much for coming. It means a lot to the girls.
Cheers for Kevin.
Cheers.
Yeah, we'll just follow that up. Thank you, Mom, for doing that. I'll keep this short, but I don't think you ever really realized how many people loved him so much. And this truly shows how loved he was. And just thank you all for being here, being a part of his life and ours.
Thanks to everyone that reached out to me or her or you didn't even know us and offered all your help with whatever we needed. I know we've been a little distant, but thank you all for anything that you guys offered. We really appreciate it. And then thanks for showing up today too, because we weren't sure who would be here, who wouldn't. And then the only other thing is we have these little memory cards up here. If you have any memory that you want to write down, we'd love to read them at a later point, like Father's Day, his birthday, the anniversary of his death date. Just anything that you guys want to put down, and then we've also got the cards up here if you guys want to take one with you. Thank you.
This is the celebration for Kevin. Gonna be end of celebration. Anyway, okay, Todd. Sorry you're missing it. Love and peace.